and welcome to the 2022 NJCAA Division III Volleyball National Championship Tournament on the NJCAA Network. I'm Joel McCall and I invite you into the RCTC Sports Arena in Med City, Rochester, Minnesota. This is Court 2, where we start with the 7-10 matchup. The Sandhills Flyers take on the Finger Lakes Lakers. The 7th seed out of Pinehurst, North Carolina. That's the Sandhills. They come in to the national championship with a 21-14 record and win a perfect 10-0 in the Region 10 conference. 14 losses, that might seem like a lot. The record a little bit deceiving as they play up to a lot of competition. 8 losses to either a D1, D2, or a university. On the other side, for the Finger Lakes Lakers, well, they make it back to the tournament after right here last year, a 10th seed, pulled off the upset against Raritan Valley, and head coach Andrew Solomon's group is back. They do have a few returning, but as he told me, we're a really young group still. Last year, they ended up finishing 7th. Lakers 27-10 out of the Mid-State Athletic Conference champions. They won the North B District Championship over at Jamestown. Away we go, and you're going to hear a lot about Kiki Lawrence. We're going to talk a lot about her for Sandhills. Jalasia Ray up front too, but right now it is Megan Johnson to serve for Finger Lakes. They're the guests. They lead 1-0. Good slide over on the far side. Finger Lakes free ball up and over by DeGroff, who that's their main attacker. A little tip over on this left side for me. Jalasia Ray, big left-handed swing, and there's DeGroff. 9th in kills on the season, 15th in aces, their season high 25, and back is Johnson once again. Short serve played up nicely by Brower. Tip in the middle by Lawrence, can't get it down. Back to the middle. Sanford, aggressive swing, kills. A 3-0 lead for Finger Lakes. Winner of this will be right back on the court later to face DuPage. There's a good hard smack by Ray. First point for Sandhills. And back to serve is Honeycutt. Their number 1 assist. Off the tape, short, couldn't get it over. Her season high is 36 assists on the season. She was Offensive Player of the Week, actually, one of the final ones. That was October 25th it was announced for Honeycutt. Comerford to serve for Finger Lakes, got it over. Good bump by Jackson, too. But out over on the left side, it's Brower missing. 5-1 Finger Lakes. Back to serve once again is Comerford. Ooh, excellent serve. Sneaks by a couple of Flyers and an ace. First ace of the tournament on Court B. Or 2, if you will. Finger Lakes has some pom-poms over there on the bench, too. Comerford again, that one might have been out. Jackson played instead. Free ball up and over by Honeycutt, short. Played up by Finger Lakes, DeGroff. Left-handed swing, way up and over on Court A, and another kill by DeGroff. The lefty go-to gal is what Coach Solomon called her, and a timeout by the Flyers as it's 7-1 early on in set number 1. So DuPage and Century will both be on here. Over on the Court 1, it's Northampton taking on Fulton Montgomery. Fans, you can follow all the action of the 2022 NJCAA Volleyball Championships live on the NJCAA Network. Go to njcaa.org/network to view live and archive video of each game. The NJCAA Network is now available on mobile, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Android TV streaming platforms. The NJCAA Network, the home for NJCAA digital content. So happy to be back with you. Covered this tournament last year with Owens winning for the 3rd time. They're the first D3 team to ever do that. And now we're back in Rochester for the 2022. Got a new group. Only 4 teams from last year's qualifying bracket made it this year. So it's a very new group, except for who we're seeing right away with Finger Lakes. Kirsten will serve again. Comerford from Geneva, New York. Nice float serve. Honeycutt, good to Brower, but then into the net. Honeycutt didn't get the two hands on that, but got a nice bump to setter. No kill. 8-1. We'll have live stats throughout as well. Comerford's been at that service line for quite a while. Free ball by Sandhills. Still not getting anything going on their offense. Middle tip, this time for Vandelander.
Here we go.
The Groff, and you know it's coming. The lefty, the southpaw, smashes it home. It's 9-1. What a start by Finger Lakes. Sandhills already taken one of their timeouts. The Groff up to 3 already. Ray had to switch things, couldn't go with the hard hit. De Groff will, through the tip, down again for De Groff. Coach Solomon said about her, we knew coming in she was going to be a big part of our offense. The key was to build her confidence. She's a huge force. Well, it's clear as day right now, and everything going Finger Lakes' way is Comerford with another ace. And it's 11-1, shell shock by the Sandhills. Honeycutt sets, Brower again, this time with the kill. And Brower's first, her season high 11. We got a couple of substitutions for the Flyers. Boy, did they need that side out in the worst way. They get Sheehan over on that far side, the libero to come in. We're still talking about Sandhills. Barlow should be subbing. She'll be the server. Straight down for me, great vantage point. And Daisha Fields enters also for the Flyers up front. Barlow to serve. 11-2, set number 1. They're taking an awful long time to get the substitution. There it is. Whistle blows, continue action. Served up. Oh, timing was way off the mark for that. Supposed to be a cross-up, but actually works out. Honeycutt goes up and over the net and gets a point for Sandhills. So that Vandelander was supposed to do that, where she doesn't swing. De Groff comes in for the kind of a high-low almost, but did not work out for Finger Lakes that time. De Groff blocked up front, saved up by Finger Lakes. De Groff will get another chance, but has to get away from the net. Good pass, too, by Barlow. Wait, we got it into the net. Sounds like Sandhills was into the net. And Coach Riggin is asking for clarification.
All right, here we go.
There will be a side out in Finger Lakes. Barnado back to serve. Barnado first and aces. De Groff down to save it after a really good hit by Sandhills. Then they had to free ball it. De Groff charging, blocked up front. Great play by Sandhills. Brower comes in on that. So does Lawrence. Tag team for a block. 12-4. Sandhills trying to make a run. Whistle hadn't blown yet. Lawrence back to serve. Kiki Lawrence, back-to-back Region 10 Player of the Year, which was the first time in school history that they had back-to-back. That was a really nice serve. De Groff, the lefty, back up at the front of the net, gets the kill off the block, hits the pad over on the left side. Back to serve will be De Groff. 71 aces. This Finger Lakes team first in aces as a team, and Brower had to let that go. Lasia Jackson was back behind her, let that libero take it. Instead did not. Another ace for Finger Lakes already here in the first set. They lead 14-4. DeGraff missing on the slider, out of bounds. 3 aces for Finger Lakes, a side out for Sandhills. Down by 9. Brower serving. And that carries up and out just barely. Sheehan watched it like a hawk. It does fall behind her and out of bounds. 15-5, back to a 10-point lead for Finger Lakes. Sheehan will serve. Good pass, Honeycutt setting. And a quick set works out. That's a nice set. Sweat puts it down. Mackenzie Sweat. To 163. Finger Lakes setting. Punched over by Johnson. It's actually Jackson that gets a back set. Overpass. Sweat takes it down for Flyers. (15-7). Ooh, that was an excellent serve by Quick. Jackson saves. Punched over by Sweat, not down. Big jump for Johnson. Still can't kill it off. Overpass, look out, nobody there. An overpass by Sandhills. Ends up finding the floor and a point. Unconventional as it was. 15-8. The start of this match was a huge run. 10-point lead for Finger Lakes. Sandhills trying to come back. Whew. Charging hard with Sanford. Another in the net call for Sandhills. Coach Reagan cannot believe it. And back to serve be Botello.
Let's go, Flyers. Keep digging.
AJ. Woo.
Go, go, go.
And that thing died right as it got over the net. 33 aces for her, and another timeout by Sandhills. Their serving has been magnificent for the Lakers. They lead 17-8 in this first set. You're watching the NJCAA Network presented by Zurich Insurance, the official provider of student-athlete insurance for the NJCAA. Zurich Insurance helps athletes get back on the court after an injury. Learn more about Zurich. Learn more at zurichna.com. So that is zurichna.com. And stay up to date with the latest news and information regarding NJCAA volleyball by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association. That's njcaa.org. Followed on Twitter at NJCAA. You can also follow the network at NJCAA Network. And, of course, keep up to date with all the volleyball, NJCAA volleyball, all on Twitter. They probably do other things, too, but I'm only a social media person on Twitter right now. AJ with another nice serve. Botello set a little farther away from the net. Ray couldn't put it down. Chance for Johnson through the block, got the kill for Finger Lakes. 17-8 first set. I do keep tabs of ties, and we're watching the live stats right now. Finger Lakes is hitting at .538 at the net. Honeycutt set, Sweat, blocked, has another chance, overpass. They're calling the two-hit touch on Sandhills. 19-8. Both these teams traveled a long way. One from North Carolina, one from the New York area. And another great serve. Sandhills free ball. Good pass. Quick attack. Down. Went right to Sanford. The block was not there, not thinking about that quick attack. For Sandhills, their last appearance was 2010. They placed 7th. This is their 2nd overall appearance at the tournament. Johnson couldn't put it down. Neither could Ray. On the curl through the block. Sandhills does a good job. Ooh. Jackson's pass, that's a surprise. It actually went awry. Honeycutt got it over into the net for Finger Lakes. Tornado, the center, trying to go that quick dump off, but wasn't there. Coach Solomon talks to her. And back to serve is Jackson. Lefty serve, come right at the lefty to Groff, who's on the back, and they're going to get a back set for her. Jackson gets it over. Nice save by Sandhills. Curl and down for Sanford. Get that slide by Finger Lakes, 21-9. Back to serve again is Megan Johnson for Finger Lakes. Over on the other side, I believe Northampton is the home team. They're leading 20-10 in the first set. Johnson into the net. A side out, Flyers. Sandhills with Atlanta Honeycutt. You can probably hear a couple of fans off of our crowd mic. They're sitting right down below me. Honeycutt, that's an excellent serve. And shifting weight, Sheehan put the back foot, or went back with her right foot first, then had to slide over. Just wasn't quite ready for it. Honeycutt with a second. 21-11. This was a little better serve receive and a block up front. Lawrence. Kiki Lawrence. Coach Reagan talked about her true middle, big on that first pass, getting the ball in her hands early, puts up a great block, terrific hang time. But somehow Sandhills is out of rotation. (22-12). Heading over to talk to the official is Quick. She can do that. Reagan can't walk across the court to do that, so out of turn by Sandhills, 22-12. Back to serve. Well, Comerford was there forever in that early on in this set. Brower pushes. Set, DeGroff gets one and the kill. DeGroff hitting with immense power. 12 kills for Finger Lakes, 6 for Sandhills thus far. DeGroff with 7, leading everyone. Honeycutt sets, sailing up and out for Ray. Finger Lakes looks like Sweat has the most at 2. Comerford again. Jackson tries to set Brower, but she can't jump at it. Ball is behind her. Set in the middle. Vandelinder couldn't put it down either. Almost an overpass. DeGroff saved up front. Barnado right at the net, and 25-12 is our first, as Finger Lakes takes the first set. 25-12, no ties as they switch sides, and we'll take the break. 25-12, Finger Lakes leading, and you are watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championship on the NJCAA Network. First set won by Finger Lakes, 25-12. As they switch sides, there's Coach Solomon's group coming in 27-10. They've had kind of a confusing path to the championship tournament. Pool play isn't match play. So in the North B district, they beat Herkimer 3-0 in pool, but then they lost to Genesee and Fulton Montgomery, who's actually leading on the other side, but they still made the district title. Their final set over Jamestown was 25-9. I mean, everything kind of clicked there, but as Coach Solomon tried to explain to me, the pool play isn't match play. It's 9 sets consisting of 3-25 against 3 teams in the pool. Therefore, if you end up with 9-0 or 0-9 or somewhere in between that record, the top 2 move on to the District A and B. He said we were 4-2 after our first 2 matches, so we clinched the spot in the finals before our final match with Fulton Montgomery. And then he took everybody out and let everybody kind of play off the bench too, which he said was really nice. So there you go. Did you get all that? I hope you wrote it all down. I'm not going to mention it. Just kidding. The Groff, who was magnificent in that first set. Free ball up and over by Sandhills. 0-0. We're back to 0-0 here in the second set, just starting. The Groff, somebody into the net. Sandhills into the net, which they got that called a few times. The Groff in that first set was 8 kills, Sanford 4, and the team itself hit 480. On the other side, 6 kills total for Sandhills, led by Sweat with 2. They hit .087. Got to be better this time around. No ties in that first set either, as Finger Lakes took a big lead. And a pushover by Finger Lakes. Good save by Barnado. A little dump off by Honeycutt. Set for DeGroff. The quarter court line, that 10-foot line. Got it down though. Still somehow managed it. DeGroff on the season, or season high is 25. Trying to match that here in the national tournament. Wow, you can hear that pop off of Comerford, who had a very, very good first set. Now she's up to 3 aces after that one. A 3-0 lead, just like the first set. Finger Lakes jumping out. And that rolled off the tape. What a dive by Ray. Look out over there on that bench area for Sandhills. But another ace. Comerford on the season, 41 aces. Remember I said this team first in aces on the season, and another ace coming for Finger Lakes. Sandhills needs a stop. Getting away from Brower. There's Kiki Lawrence getting a chance. Barnado up and over. Honeycutt sets Ray into the net. One of the cleanest passes for Honeycutt to Ray. Jump timing, I mean, everything's about timing. They are targeting over on that far side. An overpass. Lawrence can't put it down. Barnado going back to DeGroff. Rolled off the net, out of bounds. 6-1 advantage for Finger Lakes. Now the double sub happening for Finger Lakes, because that puts Sheehan back in. Honeycutt will serve for Sandhills over on the far side after they switched. Oh, the block out of bounds. I waited. Vandalinder with the kill off the block. Coming in with 167 kills. Been a force all year with strong hitting and blocking, according to Coach Solomon. Not the clean. Brower with the punch over. McGrath high off the block. Honeycutt, though, had to be the first touch, so no set from the true setter. Barnado sets again. Vandalinder can't get it down, and they go right back to Honeycutt. Ray away from the net. Lawrence saves. Good job by Sandhills getting it over. DeGroff had to adjust. What a dive by Jackson. Fight at the net, won by Vandelinder, pardon me. And Finger Lakes 8-1. That might have carried out. Quick plays it though, rolls backwards, and another ace. This is for Barnado with 109 aces coming in. Runs a 5-1 most of the time. Ton of experience at club ball. Continues to improve on the connection. That line drive serve just made it over the net. Ray with a slap. And no communication as Fetzi gets the kill. And Sandhills taking a timeout. It's 10-1. Second set, Finger Lakes won the first one 25-12, and they're up by 9 early on in set number 2. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. For all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Ticket Smarter is proud to be the official ticket resale marketplace of the NJCAA. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Well, we're happy that you're tuning in here on the NJCAA network. We had some great replays. Production crew, second to none up here. Yes, I get to work with Zach once again. He and I have been tag team partners, I think, for 3 different tournaments for the NJCAA now. Over on that far side, I think, let's see, Fulton Montgomery won the first set, and right now it's tied 3-3 over on court A. Or 1, however you want to look at it. We're on court B. We've got Finger Lakes and Sandhills. Sandhills got to get going for Lawrence. She came in with 300 kills on the season and hitting a whopping 252. But right now she only has 1 kill and her hitting percentage is 0. 1 error and 1 kill. Got to get something going. Of course, Sweat was kind of their jump start to their offense in that first set. Haven't seen much of her so far as she's not in the rotation yet. Barnado way up and out on that one. So after the timeout by Coach Riggin, her 12th season, she's got a large group of assistants. I don't think I've ever had to type in 3 assistant coaches for a D3 school, but they're all helping out. I appreciate all of them as they're the ones that gave me the pronunciations too. As I stop down, DeGroff on the near side, just out, carrying out. So here comes Sandhills after the timeout, making a little bit of a run, 10-3. Back to serve is Barlow. Barlow on the season, 148 digs, 16 aces. Good solid defensive specialist. Vandelinder can't get it down, overpass, another tip by Finger Lakes, by DeGroff, and into the net is Sandhills. 11-3, Finger Lakes. This is the 7-10 matchup. Winner would play DuPage tonight. That's at 4 o'clock. Our other matchups at 6. That's the other quarterfinal. We'll get to see the Century Wood Ducks on this court. There's Lawrence, big swing. That one blocked and then flying up and out. Maybe that'll jumpstart Lawrence, although she has to go back and serve for Sandhills. That should put Sweat up in the front though, giving her an opportunity to build on the 2 kills she already has. High float serve, Finger Lakes setting. Johnson through the block, got the kill. And subbing back in will be Sanford. Back to serve with Sheehan. Straight down from me. 12-4 our score. Woo! And that serve, that is wicked. It comes across the net. It looks like it's bending to the left, coming towards the defender, and instead kind of a screwball and went back over to the right. Nasty. In a positive way. Sheehan. Another. Did the same thing, only an overpass. Sandhills was able to manage it. Big swing and kill by Fields. Fields played every spot and now on the outside, big swing and block, according to Coach Reagan. Brower on the serve. On the curl. Oh, just missing the block, and I do mean close. Or did they call it in? They did call it in. And Brower will go back to serve again. Short serve and into the net. 13, make it 14-6. Finger Lakes up, second set. D3 National Championship Tournament here on the NJCAA Network, just getting going here in Rochester, Minnesota. We'll have 4 matches for you here on this court today. Oh, that's way off the mark. Botello kind of off the side of her hand. Out of bounds. Abby Quick comes back for Sandhills to serve. Finger Lakes has doubled up Sandhills 14-7 here in set 2. High float serve, played nicely by DeGroff. Of course, they don't want her on the back. I don't know if that was actually touched at the net. Sweat with a block. Come back over to Sandhills. They set for Ray. Cross court, got it. 14-8. And Sandhills cutting it in to a 6-point deficit. Ballooned up almost to double digits again in this set. And a miss hit by Johnson. And she looked back at the corner and said that probably would have been out. Didn't really need to make the play. Quick to serve for Sandhills on a run. Down by just 5. That time would have been in. That'll be a free ball up and over. Jackson plays in the corner. Honeycutt setting. Ray can't get it down. DeGroff there. A little tip. Honeycutt with a one-arm save. Free ball by her for Sandhills. Finger Lakes setting. The curl was not there. Shuffling the puppies was Sanford, but she still managed to get the kill. The timing was not right on that, but it still worked out. You'd want that 1-2 giant step, then swing off the jump. That was more like 1-2 skidoo and then got the jump. Sweat off the tip. Yep, Sandhills gets the kill with Sweat. Her third. Ray up to 3. DeGroff at 11. And 5 aces thus far, or 8 aces so far for Finger Lakes. Jackson back to serve for Sandhills. Lefty libero into the net. And Coach Reagan, beside herself, goes all the way over to the water cooler. Coaching up her squad. That's some of her subs that will be coming in. Yep, as she said, 2 in a row for the serving errors. Quick with the bump. Honeycutt sets. Lawrence tipped. DeGroff saves. Johnson on the back set. Ray plays. Back to Ray. Swings hard, got the kill, even off the tape. Things starting to flow a little bit better for Sandhills in their attack, and their serve receive is cleaning up their mistakes from earlier. Honeycutt. Brower returns up to the front. Margellis comes out. DeGroff, way out. Coach Solomon not moving yet. No timeout for him. We got a lot of whistles going on, but I think it's all on the other side. Honeycutt charges up again. Johnson on the receive and tipped across. Vandelinder with the nice play. Coach Solomon and I, when I asked him about her name, I of course added an R. It sounds like that has happened multiple times for Vandelinder. And he's like, remember Vandelay Industries? And I said, you want to be my latex salesman. There's our Seinfeld reference for the entire tournament. I hope you understood it. DeGroff into the net. Missed swing, 17-13, down to 4. DeGroff has been quiet here in this second set, which I think is one of the reasons Coach Solomon came off the bench. Want to see some more swings from DeGroff. Barlow serving, ace! And a timeout going to be called by Finger Lakes. It's down to 3. Their lead over Sandhills. They lead the match 1-0. But the timeout taken by Coach Solomon. Moulton is proud to be the official volleyball of the NJCAA and has generously provided all balls for all NJCAA Volleyball National Championships. Moulton for the real game. And order your official 2022 NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championship merchandise online at the NJCAA store. Visit shop.njcaa.com. It says shopnjcaa.com, no dot, pardon me, to view exclusive national championship merchandise. They do have a stand here too, of course, that they'll print it right out in front of you. Got mine last year. Got my wife one as well. This year holding off to the D2 tournament, which will be next week in Cedar Rapids. Planning on ordering something there. 17-14, hopefully you get yours. Great Christmas gift. And something of a reminder, especially for those grandparents, that you had a grandchild that played at the D3 National Championship Tournament. And another excellent serve after the timeout. Barlow with an ace. And here comes Sandhills. That is their third ace. Make it 4. Pardon me, they just updated it. 4. This time out. Sheehan was not going to make that mistake of playing it again. 18-15. And DeGroff will serve for Finger Lakes. Targets Jackson. Pass a little low, rolled off. And a kill for Sandhills. Fields. And it's just a 2-point lead. Back to serve is Lawrence. High serve playing off to Groff. Oh, little bit of a missed bump. That actually came directly to Barlow. Getting the kill was Vandalinder for Finger Lakes. Things getting tight here in set number 2. Over on the other side, Northampton now has a lead. They're trying to even up the match. Another hard line drive serve by Sheehan. Fields couldn't put it down. Set for Johnson. Blocked up front. Barnado. And Sweat gets the kill. And the bench all fired up for Sandhills. 19-17. Both teams have taken a timeout so far here in the set number 2. Good battle going. Margellis back to serve for Sandhills. Defensive specialist, 224 digs on the year. Really helping out back there. They don't get a lot of love, the DSs. And on the curl, wow, nice, excellent by Barlow. Fields, and off the tape, not touched. Come right back to her, and that'll be the 4 hits. 20-17. Can Finger Lakes get that 5 and get the 2-0 lead? They'll probably feel a lot more comfortable with that than having this thing go 1-1, especially after the 2 big leads they've had. DeGroff after the back set by Sandhills. Sanford can't put it down either. Gets another try on the curl, and this time it works. The slide by, 21-17. But then you have to wonder if Sandhills can't complete it. This comeback here in set number 2, what kind of gas do they have? And they enter the 3rd. Short serve, Sweat touched it first. Far side, Fields. Got it. Pass was a little too far off of Martello. 21-18. Not the most emotion I've seen out of Coach Solomon so far in the entire match right there. Otherwise, he's been pretty calm. Quick will run a far side for Sandhills. Overpass. Oh, Barnado into the net. She tried to save it. 21-19. Finger Lakes lead trimmed to 2. And Sanford through the block, got the kill. 22-19, right when Sandhills had the momentum. And a timeout by Sandhills coach Riggin. I think that's probably a smart decision. Talk things over with your group, as your comeback could not be completed yet, as Finger Lakes gets a very key point. So the rest of our group, the next match we have is Harrisburg area taking on Dutchess. And then we'll finish out things as we'll have the consolation match. The loser of this matchup drops down, and they will play match 6, which is, that is match 6, pardon me. It'll be the loser of the first 2 matches, Sandhills and Finger Lakes. So if you follow that consolation bracket, you'll be back at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And the match 4, of course, is Harrisburg area and Dutchess. They'll stay on that court if they lose. And if you lose twice today, your season, actually it's not over either, because you would play tomorrow at noon. That's that final consolation for 11th place. We'll have 2 matches right away at noon tomorrow. A nice tip by Honeycutt for the kill. We start at noon on Friday and then finish out 10 o'clock on Saturday all the way up to the championship, which is at 5 o'clock, or pardon me, 4 o'clock. That's the start time. Who knows if we'll get to that. Ray puts it down, and just like that, Sandhills and a 1-point lead for Finger Lakes. Coach Solomon will take his final timeout, as Sandhills starting to do things a lot better here in this second set. They've shored up their receiving, definitely. Currently they've got 17 kills, and they're hitting back up to 204, which is much better than that first set. Again, DeGroff still sitting there at 11 kills for Finger Lakes. So Sandhills bouncing back after being down big here in set number 2, much like they were in set number 1. Set number 1 was pretty much Finger Lakes all the way, 25-12. And the Flyers have a chance to even the match. Back to serve will be Jackson. Leja, 4th and dig. She was the offensive player of the week back in October 11th, which I was still puzzled by that, because I wouldn't think a libero would be your offensive player of the week. DeGroff, big swing. Nice job by Jackson, even an arm, doesn't matter, got to get it up. And Ray puts one down softly. There's some adjustment, and Riggin is nearly jumping out of those dress shoes. At 22s, this is our first time the entire match. DeGroff on the bump. Sanford pushes, Honeycutt's there. Jackson just bumped it over though. Sanford through the block, saved up one-handed, but by Quick, but then falls to the floor, 23-22. You gotta think that if Finger Lakes gets a chance, they're gonna go to number 11. Sanford did a nice job, and look out, Comerford back at the service line. She's been deadly today. Quick with a great pass though, through the block, got the kill for Lawrence. Once again, it all comes down to that first pass, and for Sandhills, it was perfect. They've had issues with Comerford at that service line, and it's a tie at 23s. Fans below me going bananas. Honeycutt, as the Flyers fans are right below. Honeycutt to serve. Sandhills does not have a timeout. Neither does Finger Lakes. Sandhills has yet to have a lead in this entire match. And a big swing and kill, much needed by Vandelinder. Fetzy's subbing back into the front line. And Barnado will serve. 24-23, it is set point. Quick on a nice tap, Ray. Can't get the kill though. Barnado sets. Fetzy crossed it over and got the kill and the point for the win. (25-23). Man, what a comeback by Sandhills in that second set. To tie it at 22 and 23, but could not complete it. Fetzy had subbed in quickly and gets the kill and the final point in set number 2 for Finger Lakes. We will take the timeout. 25-12, 25-23. Finger Lakes leads this match in the 7-10 matchup here on the NJCAA network.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
Let's go. Let's sound like the president. Let's go.
I couldn't sleep.
Well, neither could he.
Wow, talk about burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, but no oil. Runs on battery.
Oh, right.
Automower by Husqvarna. It's the GOAT for a beautifully cut lawn every day and night.
Look at that thing go. It mows grass nonstop. We mow grass nonstop. That's our thing. You're gonna hear from our lawyer, pal.
We have a lawyer?
Automower by Husqvarna. It's the GOAT for a beautifully cut lawn every day. Shop now at automower.com.
It's time to accept more opportunities, more good days, more control of what you get out of life. You plus NCWU. North Carolina Wesleyan University offers working adults a seamless path forward that's affordable and flexible. Complete your degree in as little as 18 months for careers in healthcare, cybersecurity, and more. Enroll today at ncwc.edu. North Carolina Wesleyan University. Personal, practical, purpose-driven.
I have a little birthday message from you.
I really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Let's go. Want it right here.
2-0 lead for Finger Lakes here in the first round of the NJCAA Division III Volleyball National Championship Tournament, as Lawrence for Sandhills gives Sandhills their first lead of the match. We've had 2 ties. That happened in set 2, 22-23, and that is it. Finger Lakes 25-12, 25-23. Honeycutt for Sandhills. On the serve, DeGroff, who was very quiet in that last set. Not getting really a good chance there. 2-0 lead for Sandhills. Sandhills at 19 kills. Oh, Honeycutt into the net. Hitting percentage has jumped up for Sandhills. They're at 231. For Finger Lakes, 339. They have 28 kills. Many of them from DeGroff, 11. Sanford with 8. And 8 aces. That's been a big story. Comerford is one of them for Finger Lakes. Free ball up and over by Sandhills. And another quick little dump off. Vandelinder's very good at that. She's adjusted well. Let's see if I can find her numbers quick. 5 kills for her. Comerford has 5 aces. And 2 touch for Sandhills. And we're tied 2s. Make it 3-2 at Finger Lakes. Off the tape, Brower was able to play. Overpass. Honeycutt made the save. DeGroff up and over. Honeycutt sets far side. Well, I don't know who that was supposed to go to. Lawrence was the one that took it. DeGroff away from the net. Jackson off the tip. Ray comes across. And perfect spot. Excellent swing by Ray. 3-3. She struggled early, but kind of found her way in that second set. Started hitting a little bit better. And it was the one little dump off kill that she had right in the middle of the defense that Riggin got all kinds of excited over. And that kind of pumped her up. 3-3, tied up. Here in set number 3. Overpass. Well, actually, I don't know if that was supposed to go to DeGroff. They tried that earlier and it didn't work. And a big swing and kill for Fields. 7-10 matchup. Sandhills and Finger Lakes. 4-3. Sandhills leading in the third. DeGroff getting a chance. Big swing, good dig by Barlow. Actually an overpass. Brower didn't get a chance. DeGroff willed. Down the line, got the kill. Jackson trying to do everything she can to get to it. But a point for Finger Lakes. First set, runaway for the Lakers. Second set, a battle at the end. Another ace dumped off by Barnado. Into the corner. Excellent serve. Finger Lakes first, as I said, first in aces. Barnado with 109 leads all D3, and she's got back-to-back to give Finger Lakes a lead of 6-4. And Sandhills are kind of shaking some of that off earlier about the serve receive. And another error. This one coming off of Barlow. Back-to-back-to-back aces. By the way, the other match now is tied between Fulton Montgomery and Northampton. First set went to Fulton Montgomery. Second set, well, that one way up and out. But after back-to-back-to-back aces, you'll take an error. 3-to-1 ratio. Every coach would be thrilled for that. And it's Lawrence to serve for Sandhills. Down 7-5. Vandelinder again. I mean, they just keep feeding her. Ganada. I hope I said that correct. I am an Iowa boy, I tell you what. These New York towns I'm not going to know of. That's what it says. Ganada, she's 5'11". That's her high school in New York. DeGroff on the lefty serve. Set up, Fields. Does put it down? Cannot. Neither can Johnson for Finger Lakes. Chance for Brower. Blocked up front. Jackson tried to save the one-arm swing. Could not do it. 9-5, Finger Lakes. DeGroff to serve again. Lefty, look at that thing die right in front of Quick. And another ace for Finger Lakes. They're in double digits now. 12. Jackson just getting enough on it. Fields across the way. Actually, I think Sheehan made a good idea to play it. Jackson on a clean bump. Fields again, but not at the net, but got it to work. Put it right in front of Johnson, who was going down. Her momentum really wasn't going to carry her back towards that ball. And a nice adjustment by Fields, too, to get the point. And a much-needed side out for Sandhills. As Margellis goes back to serve once again. Jackson doing a little towel work. Too much sweat on the court. We won't be sweating outside by the end of the day. We're supposed to get back down into the 30s, possibly the 20s here in Rochester, Minnesota. Hope you're in a much better climate than we are. An environment. Big block up front. Sweat coming up with it with Fields. Nice tag team there for Sandhills. Blocking wise, they're 5th. In D3, they come in with 224 blocks on the season. They do have 5 so far in this. Yeah. Linder trying to get a little too cute with that one. And those quick tip across the side. Oh, they called into the net. I did not see that. Didn't even see the call. So their call, I believe it was Fields. I think I saw 8 being shown by the official down below. So Riggin is asking for clarification too. The conference over with, and it ends up being a point for Finger Lakes. And up by 4, 11-7 in the third. Sheehan to serve. Track down and Swent with the bump over. Jackson does a good job. Back to Fields, crossed over, Sheehan on the dig. Johnson on the roll off, right off the wrist. Changing things up for Finger Lakes instead of the full swing. Sheehan will go back to serve once again. 12-7. Line drive serve. It's just going to be a free ball by Sandhills. Barnado sets. Fetzi with the kill. She had the final kill of set number 2. Coming in cold too as Sandhills takes a timeout. 13-7, Finger Lakes leading Sandhills here in the third. Don't forget you can follow all the action of the 2022 NJCAA Volleyball Championships live right here on the NJCAA network. Here we're getting a good replay of Fetzi through the block, got the kill. Reverse that from the spot in set number 2 where she capped things off. But you can find the NJCAA network on Apple TV, mobile, Amazon Fire, Android TV streaming platforms. This is your home for NJCAA digital content right here on the NJCAA network. The Finger Lake Lakers, 27-10 coming into the tournament. Overall against qualifying teams, you know, let's see. I forgot to write that down. They lost to DuPage. I wrote it down for like everyone else. They lost to DuPage way back on August 26th. And aside from that, that's the only. And then Fulton Montgomery, of course, they played in the pool play. So 0 for 2 against qualifying teams. And Sandhills played up. As I said, they come in with a 21-14 record as a serving error for Finger Lakes, puts it at 13-8 Sandhills. But 8 of their losses are to D1, D2, or universities. And Coach Riggin said, I think when you intentionally put together a tough schedule at D1, D2, the record to me doesn't matter. It's about showing the fast pace of the game, big hitters, blockers, aggressive servers. She said on the flip side, it can mess with the confidence, but she said, we are big on record, doesn't matter. Go out, play your hardest, leave it on the court. That's what they're doing here in the NJCAA Championship Tournament. A big swing kill for Sanford for Finger Lakes. Finger Lakes, the Lakers have had an answer for Sandhills throughout this matchup. I like that though, going back, moving up. And now this is the team that beat the #1 team in the country, Butler County. That's off the shoulder of DeGroff. It works though. Johnson blocked. Sweat dumps it off and gets the kill. Nice play by Mackenzie Sweat. A 5'8" middle, and Coach Reagan said, don't let her size fool you. She's quick, vocal, and places the ball in smart spots. That clearly showed in that one. She's having a nice matchup too. And she's got 4 kills and hitting at .667. Got around the antenna, and there's Lawrence. Wide open net for her. No block for the Lakers. And when you're giving Lawrence that much area to look at, no block, she's going to put it down. Such a strong competitor up front. Johnson couldn't put it down. Ray. And now they're saying into the net again for Sandhills. It'll be Johnson to serve. I think they called Lawrence into the net, but Honeycutt. Lawrence on the curl. Boy, oh boy, what a pound that was. I think she might have been a little fired up after that last call. There you go, get a great look at it. Ray with a perfect bump. Yeah, I don't understand. That's the call that they made on the previous play, and I don't get that one at all. I didn't see anything on that replay. As Honeycutt on the serve. And DeGroff, who's been quiet, answers with her 13th kill, 16-11. I know Zach was trying to get to that slide by Lawrence. I'm looking over at him. Comerford to serve for Finger Lakes. Ray gets a chance. Johnson saves it. Barnado tracks, and nobody talks afterwards and just falls to the floor. Somebody's got to call that out. 16-12. Ray out, quick in. Or no, I'm sorry. Is this? This is Barlow. Pardon me, not Quick. Excuse me. She must be in the next rotation. So used to seeing her hustling in there, but it's Barlow that's serving. Johnson goes sideways. Free ball up and over by Finger Lakes. Comes right back to Barlow. Honeycutt sets for Lawrence. Can't get it down. DeGroff, chance. What a dive by Barlow. Just got to save it. Doesn't matter how you do it. DeGroff again. Sideways off the net. Got to be over. And it does for Finger Lakes. Fields got the kill this time. Sandhills trying to build some momentum. And Barlow with an excellent dig on that last one to keep the ball alive. Yes, it did not come to an actual hitter afterwards. That doesn't matter, though. It's the fact of keeping the ball up. Don't let it touch the floor. And she did her part. You see Finger Lakes with that free ball up and over. Another tip by Barlow. And Fields, and the block's late. You know, Finger Lakes doesn't have the block that come over And Fields and Lawrence both now have had 2 opportunities at the net where the block is not there. I mean, that's a shark that smells blood and the water because you got so much open area. And even if you're not getting a block and a point and you're getting tips, that's enough at least to, you know, kind of take the eye off of the hitter, off the ball just for a moment because they got to see where they're going to hit. But when your block is late and it's wide open like that, there's no remorse for that ball. When you're a hitter, you're just going to swing as hard as you can and put it down. A nice mini run by Sandhills here in set number 3, but they trail by 2. Winner of this taking on DuPage. Finger Lakes, as we mentioned, they played them very early on in the season. I'm sure they'd like to see them again. Meanwhile, Sandhills trying to get into this matchup and extend it to at least the 4th, but they got to have this one. They're down by 3. Fields on the roll-off got the kill. So 16-14. The other side's a very tight matchup. They've reached the halfway point. And in fact, it's tied 14s. Line drive serve. That was a nice job by Barlow. He's been at the net for a long time. Vandelinder could not put anything down. Fields, there's another one where it's wide open, the no block, but she sailed it up and out. Barnado to serve for Finger Lakes. Fetzy comes to the front line. 3-point lead. Fields touched it first. Barlow with a free ball. Barnado sets DeGroff. And got the kill. DeGroff at 14, Sanford at 9. Vandelinder at 7. Fields leads everybody with 7 for Sandhills. Lawrence, who you felt like kind of could emerge after that big slide kill earlier in this set, but now in the back row, 18-15, serving. Sandhills down 3. Lost the first set 25-12, lost the second set 25-23. And DeGroff looking for, there's something you don't normally see either. DeGroff no block, and she just goes long with it. They go back to her, they do, and it was tipped. It was tipped, and so we'll see it. Yep, they gave that to DeGroff. At first I thought maybe they called into the net as well, but they're saying it was tipped off of Fields at 19-16, pardon me. DeGroff too far up and out on a serving error. This match we've only had 5 ties throughout. Sandhills, their lone lead was essentially way back at 2-1. Since that time, Finger Lakes, they had two more ties. Oh, an excellent serve. Fields, tipped, back over. Barnado sets. Johnson had to kind of shuffle herself. Barnado with a double. 19-18. And back to serve once again is Margellis. Several bounces and fired up. There you see her up on the, and an ace. Margellis tied back up. 19s. Off the tape and a second one. Fell right next to Fetzy. And a 1-point lead for Sandhills. Off the tape again, Johnson just managing. Fetzy up and over, but can't kill it off. Fields, back line, new. Johnson again. Blocked, stayed on Finger Lakes side. Jackson way in the back.
Get ready, let's go!
Vanderlinder tried to put it down, couldn't. Barnado sets again. Johnson rolled off this time, and it worked. I heard a whistle anyway, I think into the net. So that one won't go to Johnson on the roll-off. 20s.
Hey, shout out right here. Let's go. Right back, player.
5 ties in set 3. Sheehan will go to serve for Finger Lakes, trying to get the clean sweep and advance to the quarterfinal and into the net.
The Lord is trying to settle you. You missed that call. Again.
And back to serve will be quick. Abby Quick
Let's go, Abby.
for Sandhills. Got the 1-point lead.
Let's go, Abby. Let's go, Abby.
And across. Barnado sets and a big time attack. Sanford scores and ties it back at 21. Huge swing by Sanford. Hadn't seen too much of her here in this third. Seemed like DeGroff was going to start going off. She's back in. Botello with the serve. Set for Ray over on the far side. It was blocked. Hang around, but then down right next to her. Not a lot of room for Jackson to try to make the save. When she, I mean, you're right at the net. There's just nowhere to really go. Ray can't fall over the other side because that's a violation. Botello with the high serve. Honeycutt tried a quick dump. Barnado tracks. Sheehan just got it over. Oh, and touched up. Margellis immediately after she touched it said, "My bad." She knew it. She should have let that one go. Quick was behind her and would have had a much more proper bump.
Hey, let's go, come on, push.
And there's Coach Reagan. 10-0 conference champs. They actually just play their region as a conference. That's Region 10. There you see a replay. That's a great dump off by Honeycutt, especially when she didn't even know where she was going. But you can see there was Quick behind Margellis. Turned around. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean, should have let you have that. We would have had a good pass and set up one of our hitters instead. Finger Lakes 23-21. It's Coach Solomon's group leading 2-0 in the match. We're right back in this spot last year against Raritan Valley and won the match. Fell to the consolation after that. He told me who they lost to as well, and now I can't remember. In the quarterfinal. He's got a great memory. I was able to talk to Coach Solomon. I wasn't able to talk to Coach Reagan prior to the match. She was already doing warm-ups. But I should mention and thank every coach that's here at the D3 tournament, because I send a ridiculously long email to all of them, almost a questionnaire type thing, as Sweat just missed out 24-21, and every coach in this tournament got back to me to provide information on their team. Match point. Honeycutt just had to deliver it up and over. Well, as unconventional as it is, they do bounce off of the first match point. They'll need 2 more. At the service line is Jackson. Leisha back to serve. 24-22. Finger Lakes 1 point away from advancing. Sandhills trying to force a fourth. On the curl and into the net for Sanford. Sandhills blocks off another one. 23-24. And Coach Solomon's going to take a timeout. They're a point away, but and after losing the first set over on court number 1, Northampton has come back and they won the second set, or the third set, pardon me, and the second. They lead 2-1. Last score was 25-19. There's a little bit of the replays. I got caught up with the other one. I forgot to look at the replay. 24-23. It's early. It's the first day. We got to work out everything. No, we're happy that we're part of this again here at RCTC Regional Sports Center here in Med City. In Rochester, I spent 2 years living in this town. My wife was working at Mayo. Now we live in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We've had a busy year. And I hope you have as well, since it's been a year if you're a volleyball fan, since you probably heard my voice here on the NJCAA network. Jackson again. Barnado. Sheehan just getting it over and in. Oh my, back line. It just landed 25-23. Thought it was going to carry out, and so did the Flyers, and instead it falls to the ground in on the back line. It was close, and the Flyers of Sandhills will fall to that consolation matchup, and Finger Lakes will move on to play DuPage at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Here's the replay. You get a great shot of where this thing landed. Oh, just in front, a couple of inches in front of that white line. And Sheehan, who the libero, of course, does not get very many kills on the season, gets the most important one in that match because it was match point 25-23, and Finger Lakes will get their shot at DuPage at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, Sandhills will fall into the consolation bracket. And they'll play actually over on court number 1 coming up. Well, no, they won't. They'll be back here on court number 2. I can't read that. At 2 o'clock is where the Flyers will be. Fields ends up with 7 kills. Lawrence with 6 and Ray with 6. And DeGroff and Sanford lead the way, 16 and 10 for Finger Lakes. Ended up with 12 aces on the match as well for Finger Lakes. So the Lakers move on, and the Flyers drop down to that consolation bracket right back here at court number 2 at 2 o'clock. You've been watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championship on the NJCAA Network.